Hi guys, this is a proper task guide for No Place for Renegades. For this task, you have to eliminate 5 raiders in the command bunker on reserve. Here's a map of reserve, and for this task, we do have to kill the raiders anywhere in the bunker area. So I'll start this guide by giving you guys my recommendation on a loadout for killing raiders, rogues, and bosses, or at least my preference when I'm doing so. So the headset, the helmet, and the backpack are a personal preference. You guys can run whatever you want. Because we are going to reserve, I recommend using an armored tack rig as long as you have a red rebel. It just gives you an extra extract that you can use if you do get into trouble. So I recommend running a TV110 or the CPC mod 2. They both give quite a lot of protection and have a good amount of storage. I also recommend running a grizzly and then having your hemostats and your bandages up here. I always recommend bringing 4 grenades because it just gives you extra protection if the raiders happen to get you into a rough spot, or if you just want to throw one just to get some information as to where they have moved to, or if the second set has spawned in after you hit the power switch. For the gamma pouch being set up, if you have a red rebel, then I do recommend running the power cord so then you can use it with your armored tack rig. My injector case is set up like this, and then I do bring in a reserve sick case or docs case, as well as 2 slots for ammo and a CMS kit. Because I have my grizzly up here, I can take the other slots that I would normally use for heals and then use the power cord instead. Now these are the 4 guns that I recommend using. Now just remember that take these builds with a grain of salt, because in the end of the day in Tarkov, ammo is king, so it really doesn't matter what the builds or the gun is, it more so matters what the ammo is. So with the mutant, this is the gun that I am using in the video, and then for the RD704, this is a versatile build that I usually use with it. Now you can switch out these sights for hollow sights if you want a little bit more ergo with them, and if you just want to have a hollow down in the bunker instead of these longer sights. And just remember that I am using BP with these. Now I also have the Ash 12 in here because I do recommend using this gun as long as you have access to PS12B. If you don't have access to this ammo, don't even bother running it at all. And the last gun that I'm going to talk about is the UMP45. I do recommend the AP45 for this gun over the FMJ. If you are strictly hunting the raiders on this map, it will be fine. However, with this being one of the smaller maps and also one where you will see a lot of sweatier players, then the likelihood of running into a Chad is going to be much higher. And if you run into a Chad with level 5 or 6 armor and you're running FMJ, you're going to be at a huge disadvantage. So just for that reason, I always recommend running the AP45. So I'm going to show you guys a couple different engagements I have with the raiders in the bunker and reserve. That way you guys can see how I approach the fights, how the raiders act when they're aggroed, where they spawn. And honestly, the biggest tips that I can give you guys is to take your time, use your right angle peeks, use your grenades to get yourself some intel if you really don't know where they are. Never over peek the raiders. Just give yourself a couple shots. If you don't down them, then just move back and then try again with a slow right hand lean. And don't be afraid to go in nighttime because the servers are much less populated, and honestly taking on the raiders by themselves are not very difficult. The problem really is getting third partied by other players, or if you're lucky enough to get them to spawn and somebody else has already beat you down there and killed them. Basically nighttime raids just give you a higher probability of not being bothered while you're fighting them by other PMCs.
Cap, over there. Cap spotted. Keep bandit.
Выполняю.
Вижу, пидораса!
Вон он, блядь, ебашь его!
Вижу кошмарного! Прямо, дикий пидорас! Вот он, уёбок! Бандит прямо! Вижу уёбище! Тут дикие! bandit. Stab ahead. I see a bandit. Ублюдки прямо! I see a bandit. Trap spotted. Scab ahead. Scab spotted. We got a bandit. We got a bandit.
I'm okay with it.
Locals arrived. Scab over there. We got a bandit. Locals arrived.
Опа-на.
Идите прямо. Вижу пидорасов. Вот он уёбок. Местные пожаловали.
Alright guys, hopefully seeing some of my engagements against the raiders was helpful to you guys and helped to complete this task. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching the video, and hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day.